Hi, I am going to demonstrate how to migrate OpenEdge database to Oracle database. Let's start the demonstration. I have Oracle 11.1g installed and OpenEdge 10.2b 08 installed. Let's start from the Pro ENV. So before we migrate the OpenEdge database, we need to create user role on the Oracle database. You need to do that from SQL Plus. Since this is Windows, everything is registry driven. So Pro ENV session is like a DOS session with just the progress environment setup. That's the name Pro environment, Pro ENV. So I will connect to Oracle database using the SQL Plus so we can create a demo user and then give him some privileges and system table privileges. And then we will start, after we finish all the privilege for that role, user role, and then we will start the demonstration of OpenEdge database, Sports 2000, to Oracle database. The system is the default DB of Oracle database. So I'm going to log in as a system to create the demo user role. So now we are in the SQL prompt. I will say creating the demo user. So now it's a create user demo identified by demo. That means it's a password is the demo. So user is created. Now we have to give him a DBA privilege using the system. Let's do that. So by default, Oracle data from version 10 of Oracle, the DBA does not have one of the system table privileges that we require to migrate the OpenEdge database to Oracle. What we do is we just read the table. So we need to have a select privilege on the table. The table name for OpenEdge 10 requirement is sys.link $. So let's grant the sys.link $. Table select privilege on it. But by default, you cannot, since the system DBA, default DBA does not have the privilege, you will get an error. Let me show you what error you get, and then we will log in by sysdba, which has a dictionary privileges. And select on sys.link $. To demo. Now you will get a insufficient privilege because system DBA, default DBA doesn't have the privilege to read the table or give privilege to the table. So we need to connect as sysdba. This is as is on the SQL prompt. Connect / as sysdba. It's connected. Now, if we go back to this grant statement, it will be succeeded because the data dictionary privileges, sysdba has the data dictionary privilege. Now, this is good for OpenEdge 10. If you are using OpenEdge 11, we require 2 more additional system tables, select privileges on, because we do query those for some newer functionality. Put on the Oracle Data Server 11. So those tables are sys.c col dollar and sys.c def dollar. Let's grant those two tables as well, select on them. So if you are starting with version 11, you would not be, after looking at this video, if I didn't show this two additional tables, you will get an error message. So in order to avoid that, I will show you the grant select on C col dollar, C col dollar, C-C-O-L dollar, and we are still connected as a sysdba, so it should be okay. So we did that, one of them, and one other is the CDEF as in Frank. So I just did the cursor move so you can see clearly that the CDEF dollar and is granted to the DBA demo. So we can exit out of there as we finish all the requirements for Oracle database for the data server. Now, in this virtual machine, somehow NLS Lang is not set up when installed. So something that from the client side, we need to set it. So how do I know what is the Oracle NLS Lang set to? I don't know. So I need to find out. I found one tricky way to find it from the SQL prompt. I need to log in back again using the system. From SQL prompt, if you run the following, I will just paste it. I found it through Google that this will give you an error message saying that unable to open a file. So, but it will also show you what is the Oracle NLS Lang set to. It's at square bracket percent NLS underscore Lang percent square bracket ends. This is the one, even though you get an error message, we got what we wanted. So we are going to copy this and set this. We will have to exit out of here, and from ProENV I will do set command and ls equal to paste. Okay, now we set the NLS Lang on the client side. We are using the client to connect to the client, means in this case Oracle client. OpenEdge is a client for Oracle, so we set it to whatever the Oracle NLS Lang is. Now we are going to create a Sports 2000 database. ProDB. This Sports 2000, we already give you that. So we are just using the ProDB to create it. So it's created. Now we are going to connect to it in a single user mode. So now that we already connected to Oracle Data Server, in the data administration, so we can go to Oracle Utilities and Schema Migration Tool, OpenEdge Database to Oracle. We can select that. We can name the schema holder OSH for Oracle schema holder. And logical name, I will just simply put L for logical name. And this is by default, it's 8 somehow, but You can change it here, 11, since we are using Oracle 11. Username is demo. Password is, I think, demo. And then just put something in here. Somehow it errors out if you don't put anything. So I will just put -u demo. And create rack ID option is by default selected. What happened is that if we don't have a unique index on the OpenEdge side, if this checkbox is checked, it will create another field with progress rack ID that you won't be able to see internally in the schema holder, but in the Oracle, you will be able to see that field. I will show you that when we migrate the OpenEdge database to Oracle. So what happened is we use that rack ID as a unique key in case there is no unique key on the OpenEdge database. And load SQL, if you uncheck this load SQL, then what happens is after you click OK or after choosing all other options, it will only create the SQL file that's supposed to be run on Oracle to create all the tables and fields objects to Oracle. You can do sometimes to see how it creates, and then if you don't want to move the database first, just to review the file. But since we are doing the migration, I will just check this. So it creates the objects to Oracle database. And then we will also, after it creates it, we will also move the data. As Post 2000 is very small database, so it should be fast. Create shadow column. Now, this is the old time when we used to use the OCI, Oracle OCI, call interface, Oracle call interface, OCI 7. Version 9 of Progress use OCI 7. We needed the create shadow column. So to maintain Progress side in case insensitivity. So shadow column is created by U ##, for example, for customer name, U ## name for uppercase. So we create extra column for character, each character field, and then those are U ## field, and you create that only to store the uppercase of the name. The other one has a mixed case. This create shadow column, that shadow column will contain the uppercase. So when we are doing the index search, we can search on both and then uppercase and then get the case insensitivity that way. Now with OCI 8 from version 10 of Progress, the OpenEdge data server and higher, we use OCI 8, which gives us the capability to use upper function that Oracle has. So if we use upper function on the index when we are doing the where clause search, then we don't need to have a shadow column. So I'm not going to choose that. I will just choose include default in case if you have a logical field and you have a default to yes or no, or for date field or something, you have a default. And for character semantics is for Unicode. So we don't need to choose, do that, because this is just the regular demonstration. You can choose that Unicode and all those. When Oracle is Unicode and you want to use Unicode on the Progress side, we will choose with. I think most of the people should know with is that our character field by default, the format, if you have X50, for example, for the format, for the customer name, or even comments. If it is X50, you can actually insert more than 50 characters. You can go up to 32K, not exactly 32K, but close to 32K of the record. So we don't prohibit user to put exactly 50, but we go beyond that. But in Oracle or any SQL database, they don't allow it. So what we do is if you have it X50 as a display format, Oracle will take it as a bar chart 50. That means you can have less than 50, not more than 50. But if you OpenEdge database, width is by default twice the character format, character display format. Like if it is the X50, SQL width would be 100. And then there is a DB tool that we have. You can run DB tool to fix the SQL width to the largest record on a field. So if suppose that you entered 500 characters for the comment field, but the display format is X50, DB tool will find that comment field has a 500, and you can ask DB tool to set the SQL width to 500. That way, if you choose the width, it will make the varchar 500 for the comments in the Oracle. So when you load the data, it will not error out saying that you are exceeding the limit of the character field on the Oracle side. So that's why width is very important if you are going from progress to foreign database. So I choose width in case we have more than the required character in the Sports 2000 database in any of those fields. So I will click OK at this moment. Okay, it's outputted the osh.log file. Now it's trying to create, and now it does so fast. It has a 3 steps. One, it creates the SQL file and loads it to the Oracle, and then after Oracle has all the tables, it brings it back to the schema holder. Schema holder that it creates with the OSH name, and then it adjusts it to the Sports 2000 database. So any time that Sports 2000 has like a labeling for the customer table or fields labeling, or if you have a .p file as a trigger, like a write trigger on the OpenEdge side, those will be added in the adjustment phase. So it does 3 steps in this migration phase, and as well as loading the data as we choose the option. So everything is done at this moment. It says that run pro, it's tell us to character client, run the character client in a single user mode, -p cl.p. L is the logical name that we put for our demonstration schema holder. So C means maybe connect parameter that it has to connect to the Oracle database. So I will show you this file in a moment. What happened is, but by now, see the bottom portion database is still connected as Sports 2000 database. It's not yet schema holder. So you need to disconnect from this progress database. So I will just click close. Now let's show notepad cl.p. So what cl.p has is connect to or schema holder in a single user mode and connect to the Oracle side using the logical name and LD, DT Oracle, and username and password. It is already created for you. You don't have to remember it. Now you can just look at this file and know what is the connection parameter. This is for single user mode. If you want multi-user mode, you need to check out the -1 from the schema holder. So we can connect to it using Pro Win32 instead of Pro. For example, if you are in Unix, you use Pro. Or you can use Pro here as well as the character client. So I'm doing the GUI demonstration. P cl.p. Let's see if it connects. So it seems like it's connected. We can go to data dictionary and see all the tables as is like a Sports 2000. There is no difference. And if you go to, for example, customer and table property, and it will have all the triggers and everything added back to the schema holder during the adjustment phase. So this is all OpenEdge side of things that we did. See the description of the table is there. These are all done at the last phase when it does the adjustment before loading data. Okay, so we have this, and then if you verify even further, you can go to data administration and then select working database. See, both are connected here, yes and yes. So now, in order to query, we need to have Oracle database connected as actually a working database, because it has a progress database is the schema holder, and this is the Oracle connection. So working database is the Oracle connection. So before we query the Oracle database, let's see whether Oracle has all those tables. So I will go back to SQL connection. I'm just going the up arrow key with SQL Plus with the demo, user demo. So we are connected to the Oracle with the demo user, and let's see, describe the customer table to see what it did, if it's there even. Describe. So customer table on the Oracle side, it's because we check the progress rec ID field is created here. And Oracle, on the Oracle, it uses the sysdual table for Oracle, and that's what we have a select privilege on as well on the sysdual table. By default, DBA has that, so we gave him a DBA privilege, the demo. So it creates a unique records on the progress rec ID field. But on progress side, in the schema holder, you won't be able to see this progress rec ID field because it's internal to data server. Data server knows that there is a progress rec ID field and it will use it. In the schema holder will look like a Postgres 2000 database. Okay, and we can also do some select query, for example, count. So I'm just counting how many records on the Oracle table, on the customer table from Oracle side. So it says that 1117 records. So now we can exit out. Here is the connection to the Oracle through the schema holder. I can do for each here. Customer. No. Display name. So all the data now coming from Oracle database here. And now I will do the select query, SQL 89 query from here. Select. It says 1117, so it matches the record count. So this is what this is the end of the demonstration now. So make sure on the version 11, if you are using OpenEdge schema holder version 11, you have that extra privileges on. Otherwise, you will get an error message. This is the end of the demonstration, and thank you for watching.